Oh, he shoots threes. What's he supposed to do when Durant turns the corner on Lopez? He's jumping right there. He's like, oh, God, this is bad. Yeah, he got dunked on. A few possessions later here, before the half, Durant alley-oop, DeAndre Jordan. Nets leading. They led by as many as 18. We get to the fourth, and all hell breaks loose. Off the miss, here comes Westbrook. It's not an and one? Yes, it is. Wizards within one. Got a $1:30 left in the game. Joe Harris, shooter, and the lead's back to 5. 44 seconds left. Wizards are down 2. Westbrook in attack mode. He's always in attack mode. Game tied at 141. Score bug and the clock we're a little off here. Next possession, here comes Kyrie. Bottoms. Nets back in front by 2. 20 seconds left. Wizards down 3. Bradley Beal. Westbrook. Nets are going to live with that shot. And it's out of bounds. Beal. He's been a lot lately. All right, 13 seconds to go. 5-point game. Beal steps right into that 3. Buries it. Off the inbound, a miscommunication between Harris and Durant. Garrison Matthews steals. Westbrook. All 3 of these. Wait, the Wizards are ahead. They are. They're up by 1. 1 chance left for the Nets after this sequence of the Beal 3, the steal off the inbound, and the Westbrook 3. Remarkably, the Wizards. You like this uni, Steve? Very clean. Yeah. 1-point lead. Nets have 2.9 left.
Look
off the
Kyrie.
inbounds, Timotei Luwawu-Cabarrot. No.
How about Kyrie?
He took 17 steps. That's a walk.
That's a violation.
Somehow they miss a point-blank shot. Durant had 37-7. Westbrook and Beal got 78. Scott Brooks, how do I...
What were they doing that caused issues that allowed them to hang around in the game and ultimately steal it?
They shot 20 more shots than us. They had 25 points off our turnovers. And they made timely shots, you gotta give them credit. They played extremely desperate all night, physical, trying to get in the passing lane, just trying to muck the game up. They needed to win. They haven't won in a while, so you got to give them credit. And tough loss for us.
What's the key to bouncing back after a game like this? We were just talking to Joe, and he was talking about his mistake, down the stretch. You've been a part of a lot of wild games. What's the key to blocking this one out and moving on?
Dispose of it, and enjoy your off day tomorrow. Take your mind off the game and get ready for the next one. We all know what went wrong, and we know how we could have won this basketball game. And he's one of the ones you just got to get rid of.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Kevin, when you look at the roster since the trade, you lost a lot of size and defensive prowess in that. Is that something that has to be addressed down the line? Or, Steve has also said the offense is so good, it's going to make up for the defense some nights. And maybe it didn't happen tonight, but, the offense is awesome right now. And so can that make up for the defense or the lack of size?
I think defensively we're going to start to figure it out. I mean, they made shots tonight. They got to the paint. And we, for the most part, I just think that, we made them shoot over top of us sometimes. We made some tough ones too. But, I think we'll continue to keep getting better, man. I mean, it's a tough one. We gave up 149 points, 108 shots for them. It's not looking great for us defensively, giving up that many points. But I got faith in our team and our guys, and, we're going to start to put it together on both sides of the ball and, continue to keep going, man. That's all we can do.
Brian Lewis with the New York Post.
Hey, Kevin. Just so I understand, you said, it's obvious you guys know why you lost, what you need to do to fix this. And then you said it's just one-on-ones. Is that basically you're saying just guarding your man individually, staying in front of your man? Or I just wanted to make sure I understood what you meant by it.
I said one-on-ones?
Maybe I misheard you. That's what I'm asking. I want to make sure.
Yeah, just be better. That's it. We'll be better on the defensive side of the ball. We can, we can go through the film, but we just got to be better. It starts with one-on-one defense. Like you said, it's, you versus your man. So, we look at it with that, and then we'll get help if we need it on the back end. That's the type of defense that's a good start for your defense. Just thinking about it from a one-on-one perspective, but we'll be better at it.
Malika Andrews with ESPN.
Kevin, I know all-around defense is something we continue to talk about, but is there something specifically about your defensive efforts down the stretch that you think needs to change versus just talking about overall macro defense in the game?
Yeah, Russ and Beal came down and hit 2 threes on us, tough threes. That one that Beal shot, that deep three. Haji Moore got a 3 late. For the most part, I think that when we need a stop, we'll get it. But we turned the ball over there late, and they got a wide open look. That's just the name of the game all game. Giving them easy shots at the basket from just turnovers or offensive rebounds. Stuff like that.
Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News.
Hey, Kevin, can you break down, I guess, A, what was supposed to happen on that inbounds pass? It was looking like the ball was going to go to you, ends up going to TLC anyway. B, can you break down what the defense did to kind of get the ball not going to you? And do you think you would have been comfortable shooting over a double team in that situation anyway?
Yeah, if Russ was sitting on the top side, and if Kyrie lobbed that up, then Bradley Beal was just sitting there waiting on it. Then they had another guy sitting in the paint. So, we got a wide open layup late in the game because everybody was so focused on me right there at the box. Coach drew up a good play, and we was able to get somebody creeping for a layup. We just didn't finish it. But, yeah, the ball was supposed to come to me for sure. But you see how they reacted, and we was able to get something good. We just didn't finish.
Alex Schiffer with The Athletic.
Hey, Kevin, you guys built that 18-point lead up in the first quarter, and then by the end of it, they had chipped away at it almost completely. Was there something specifically you guys got away from that led them to do that, or was it a domino effect?
Man, that bench came in and made shots for him. Mo Wagner was 7 for 8 from the field. Ish Smith was 6 for 9. Then, you got Bertans. He didn't shoot shots well tonight, but he still gave him points off the bench. You know what I'm saying? And, I think when that second unit came in, they gave him an extra spark, but we had the game.
Fair. That said, though, when you look at the defense, what would you attribute, some of those issues to that you'd like to correct?
It seems like every game we play, we're battling just some things that the game flow can sometimes bring you, whether it be some calls going your way, whether it be some high scoring quarters. They scored 48 in the fourth quarter. I don't know if we're going to get many wins if we allow 48 points in any quarter. So, it's a tough night when you're giving up that many points, and it's a tough night when you're not particularly doing the little things that could create some separation. Down the stretch, we had that game. It should have been ours. So, we just look at ourselves in the mirror and just see where we can correct as individuals and as a group, just especially on the effort. I couldn't guard a stick today. Those guys were just going right around me, and, I was getting frustrated a little bit, but they kept attacking, and that's what good teams do and good scorers do. So.
If you could take us in the locker room, what's the communication like amongst teammates when, again, there are struggles defensively, some miscues down the stretch? There's a lot of veterans in that locker room. What's the communication like as you refocus?
Well, number one is just reminding Joe Harris and TLC that stuff happens, and it's not their fault. That was just a microcosm of what the game was like tonight. We had the lead. We were pretty comfortable. And then down the stretch, we just still got to be hungry until it's zeros on the clock. And as you saw, Washington was very desperate. And we expect them to play well tonight. Anytime the team goes up against us, we expect them to start hitting things that, you got to give respect, but at the same time, it's going against a good Brooklyn Nets team. So we just take this one on the chin and keep it moving.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Kyrie, 72 points in the paint that you guys gave up. You're undersized a little bit. You lost a lot of size in the trade. Do you think that that's a persistent issue that needs to be addressed somewhere going down the line in this season?
We'll see. Like I said, we have the group that we have in our locker room right now. I'm grateful to be playing every day with them. And, though we'll allow the outsiders to say we're undersized, we believe that we should be, winning every single game based upon our effort and based on, our offensive firepower. So, obviously the eye test, we're not necessarily passing it in terms of having all the big guys in the league, but like I said, we just got to match other teams' effort, and we've been doing that lately. And successful road trip, and now we get back home and play against a good Clippers team.
Brian Lewis with the New York Post.
Hey, Kyrie. I mean, you kind of alluded to it, but I mean, obviously, when you're up 18 at any point and 5 with 12 seconds left, you would think you would win that game. But do you think that kind of thought process crept in earlier than it should have? Like maybe you guys had it in your brain, okay, we've got this salted away.
Well, I can't speak for everybody in the group, particularly what they're thinking. But I could say that, down the stretch, that's where we really got to make our mark, and we usually do. And tonight, like I said, stuff happens, and we got to take this one on the chin. It's no one's fault. If anything, we individually take our own efforts where we can be better, and then we move forward.
Malika Andrews with ESPN.
Kyrie, are you, how are you assessing that last sequence, Bradley Beal hitting the 3, the inbound pass steal, and then that 3 from Russell Westbrook? And then secondly, are you looking at that as the culprit of this loss, or was it more of a we shouldn't have been in that position, and you're kind of looking at the breakdowns before that?
Yeah, like I said, it was a microcosm of the night, and I would never put blame on anybody. Not one person can take one play that could dictate the game. We were up by 5, and we lost the game, and that's okay. Like I said, stuff happens, but we cannot continue to make a habit out of late game situations and not being, aware of the execution we need down the stretch. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one to bite on the chin because we definitely, like you said, we definitely had the lead down the stretch, and we want to finish that strong, but it's okay.
Thank you.
Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News.
Hey, Kyrie, can you break down that last inbound play from your perspective when you have KD, you got TLC, and can you just go through what your decision-making process was on that?
Well, they doubled on KD from the baseline side and the top side, and I was just trying to use my eyes and kind of my ball fake to get the defense to bite. And as soon as I saw them bite a little bit going to KD, I threw it straight to TLC, had a great chance to make a left-hand layup. Unfortunately, it didn't go down, but I like our odds in that situation. And also, making that shot, they would have had to come down. They had no timeouts. Could have gone either way, but it didn't go our way tonight. And like I said, it's not TLC's fault. It's more or less a couple plays before then I feel like we could have separated a little bit more, in terms of getting that.
Obviously, flopping accusation aside, he is averaging 26 and 11 right now. Is he, Joel Embiid, your MVP?
So far this season, yes. First of all, his team has the best record in the conference, and it's largely because of him. And it's not just the offense. And you see what the kind of business he gives guys like Tristan Thompson and Tice. Those guys are no match for Embiid. For all the kind of small ball that they play now, Embiid combines some of those skills with some classic big man skills. And there's really not a lot of guys who can match up with him just physically. On offense, gave him 42 points. But defensively, especially in the start of this season, I thought he's been the best player on the team, and Ben Simmons coming back from injury. But Embiid has an enormous impact on defense. So if you're having that kind of impact on both sides of the floor, and your team is the best record in the conference, to me, you're the MVP so far.
Please, I don't even want to hear it. It's Kevin Durant. It's Kevin Durant right now. Let me tell you something right now. Don't look like that, big boy. Kendrick Perkins, you heard me. Kevin Durant right now is more of an MVP than Joel Embiid. The brother averaging 30, 54%, shooting 48% from three-point range. This brother, by the way, Kyrie Irving disappeared for 7 games. Kevin Durant was still flowing. Okay, James Harden came back for the last 3. They won the first 2, and then they lost last night. Let me tell you something right now. You look at KD, 18-month hiatus on an Achilles tear, and then comes back and doesn't look like he's missed a beat. It's one thing if this was the middle of the season. No, he came back immediately looking like KD. And oh, by the way, when you talk about the Philadelphia 76ers, I want y'all to pay attention to something. You know what? I'm just done thinking about the Curry.
Okay.
I'm tired of mentioning this. I've just decided it's all about Curry. Just like little Kendrick Perkins, a.k.a. Stone, okay? Just like he doing his thing on the basketball court and the football field. Look at what the hell Seth Curry doing. You got Daddy Curry doing his thing for years. Then you got Steph Curry being the greatest shooter since man, all right? And look at Seth Curry. Look at Seth Curry in Philadelphia right now. Averages 17 a game. Yeah. Shooting about 60% from the field, about 59% from
playing more than he did in the past, too.
I mean, my God, if you're a Curry, you can shoot, damn it. All right, and that helps because Ben Simmons clearly still can't shoot, only averaging less than 13 a game and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, collectively, with Maxey and Embiid and Curry and Tobias Harris balling and all of this, and Thibault and these boys, I'm looking in Brooklyn. It's KD all day, every day. I mean, just look at this brother right here. Clearly to me, when I think about KD, he going to win 2 awards this year. He going to win MVP, and he going to win Comeback Player of the Year.
Well, look, Stephen A., listen, I'm not totally disagreeing with you about nothing that you're saying about Kevin Durant. He's flat out balling. But we already knew this. The only person that didn't know and had suspicion was Max about, is KD gonna be all right? Because almost always after Achilles tear, you don't be the same player. We know KD is a walking bucket. We know that if he wanted to, he could lead the league in scoring every single year. He's just that type of a talent. But if you look at Joel Embiid and the impact that he's having the best career. I mean, yes, he's having the best season of his career right now. And I said this, once they got Doc Rivers, I knew he was going to elevate and challenge Joel Embiid. He looks in phenomenal shape. And then everybody talk about, Joel, you need to get your big butt on the block. And rightfully so. But guess what? He's mixing it up. I'm watching them do the one-leg dirt. I'm watching them bring the ball up, 1-2 dribble pull-ups. I'm watching the big fella Euro step down the lane, going to the block, putting ownerships on the ref, attacking the paint, using that big body, quick spin moves. He's giving it all to us right now. The big fella is in his bag. Defensively, he's locked in. And look, I love Marcus Smart, but I don't agree with him about the game last night. Joel Embiid set the tone from the first quarter, right? And that's a rule in the NBA. And what he did was he set the tone for us being physical in the paint and made the refs take notice that, you know what, we're going to live in this paint. We're going to attack the basket. So the refs start seeing the Philadelphia 76ers attack early, so they started getting the whistle. The Boston Celtics was firing up 3-pointers in the first half. So that's why they didn't set the tone for themselves. You can't knock Joel Embiid for being physical and getting to the rack. Right now, Max is right. If I had to give an MVP award to anybody, it would be Joel Embiid.
And one more thing about Embiid. Marcus Smart, who's a very tough player, and he's smart. He's politicking with the refs, basically, through the media right now. But that's ludicrous that Embiid's getting all these calls. Embiid is right in his response. In fact, he's getting hacked on every play when he gets the ball on the block because there's nothing you can do. And he's getting double and triple teamed, and he's still scoring. Embiid has been phenomenal on both sides of the ball this year so far. And as a result, his team has the best record in the conference. That's an MVP.
That's why he would be the number 2 guy for league MVP. And by the way, don't give me that best record in the conference. James Harden won the league MVP. And Golden State Warriors the best team in the league. Russell Westbrook won the league MVP. They weren't the number 1 seed or the team with the best record. There's been plenty of people that have won MVPs that didn't have the best record. That's no criteria here.
They have a dude who's dominating both sides of the floor.
Excuse me, I'm looking at Kevin Durant and what he's bringing to the table. And Kendrick Perkins, I'm accusing you of the same thing I'm accused Shaq of. Big man bias, even though Shaq kind of agreed with me in the end. I think it's big man bias on you, Kendrick Perkins. I think you're being a little bit biased because you're seeing a big boy in the post. You one of those dudes that don't feel that y'all get nearly as much love as you deserve because of how the game has changed, and the big man is being ignored and not nearly appreciated as much as they should. Now, you're probably right about that in terms of there needs to be more appreciation, but I think number 2 in the league MVP is not lacking appreciation. We respect you, Joel Embiid. You big time, but damn it, KD, right now, with all that nonsense going on in Brooklyn, look at how he's been balling from jump. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.